Nampin ni wangan. Ala kanyalan traska. Malman baka manogo. Babulan cukumbo bolo yo chola jokol. Waparan kinyawangi jalke. Bolga jalwangi nyangir. Wan kulungambolo ala kanya. Wangon ko. Manogo na magirikina. I'll explain it in English now. Well, this is a message to the government from all the Walmart people from the land trust, all the Walmart people who said they don't want the waste dump in our country. And we hope that the government will take notice of our words and the message that we're giving them, to take it into their hand, and to especially to the senators, that we still want them to throw it away.
We say we don't agree with it. Nobody never come and them up that way. They're pushing it. They want to go ahead, but we say no. That's it. That's right. Because this, it's a pastoral cattle country, Gonna damage it. We would say no. We say no. We know that country because I used to work around there, and it's a beautiful country. It's nice, yeah. Right horse and chase all the cattle around there.
Yeah, Marlene, Bennett, Melbourne. No one wants the nuclear waste dump. Most of our mob, we all found out when we read it in the paper. What sort of consultative approach by the government is that? And they're saying that they consulted all the people. They didn't. They only consulted a select group who are think they're going to be overnight billionaires. Well, they're not, But still, like we say, money is not, no matter how much they offer, the land is more important to the people.
Land is more important for all people, like for our children, you can raise them up in that country there, like grandkids.
Where's the employment coming from for Indigenous people? None of our mob are nuclear scientists. None of our mob are trained in terrorist, what do they call it, response. They're not going to make our people security guards or anything out like that. Our government responsibility, right?
Yeah.
People shouldn't have to give their land back to the government to get housing and education and all that, It's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
And I think if Kevin Rudd is genuine in what he keeps saying, then why isn't he coming forward and repealing that act that John Howard done? And being honest, standing up and saying no nuclear waste dumps in the territory. Remember that one up at the Carlton Training Centre, when they had that meeting there, and nobody even knew what it was about,
Nobody even there.
They was trying to get people to sign paper that day, remember?
Yeah.
Saying that everybody is agreeing to what NLC and Amy are doing to put that nuclear waste dump out there.
Yeah. We never signed it.
Yeah, because they were being tricky with us.
Yeah. We never signed that paper. Yeah. We all walk away.
Yeah, nobody even knew what the meeting was for.
Yeah.
That's very wrong. Very wrong.
Very wrong. You kill a country with a poison.
The bottom line is nobody wants a nuclear waste dump.
No.
But enough of people are here and enough of people are saying, hey, you don't want it.
No.
You want it. So, Natalie, like Mum Susie said, that's their law, but it don't belong to I reckon it belongs to us now. Yeah. And don't matter if we're a state or a territory, it should be no different. They should be respecting the people, the traditional owners of the land.
All.
Change that law that the Howard government brought in and start being genuine and honest with with the Indigenous people of the territory and that too, you know. Everyone has made it so clear right across the territory. They don't want a nuclear waste facility, not just here at Muckaty, but anywhere in the Northern Territory. They've got to start listening to that. They have to start listening to that. Don't put it where people are living and have their home and their life and their culture, their law and that.
But the trouble is they don't talk to us, not in Lancaster.
Yeah, and they don't listen.
They don't listen.
This fellow up here now in the office, does he come and sit down and talk with you? Smithy, he comes and talks? Nothing. And that's a classic example. His office is just up the road.
Just up the road, yeah.
The Northern Land Council office and the project office are there.
They're one place. They don't come around.
There's it.
They don't come round.
Yeah.
Tell them what it is.
NLC really wanted the people to be fully involved. Wouldn't they be using Mr. Smith up there in their local office? Don't you think they'd have him here on the ground walking and talking all the time with different groups? Nothing. You don't see him.
No.
Don't hear from him. When they organise their big meeting or whatever, you'll find out it might be 1 hour ahead. Nobody knows it's even happening except a few people who they want to know, who they want at that meeting. But the people who oppose it would be the last to know.
What they're working for, like when they got the job, what they're working for the son or they work for the family? Well, they're mob now.
Supposed to help with the family group, isn't it?
They're supposed to help for the family, countrymen.
Yeah. I don't know, they seem to talk to this one little select group, and then they say that they consulted. They only took, this little group like this, they're not talking to all the people that are linked and have ties and proper way.
I'm a woman, but I gotta still fight for government. Who you mob? Jakamarra, Napurrula, Jubura. With the policemen came up. In the upper way we pull them good on, right? That's why I'm standing here, talking. But I'm not scared, I'm standing on my feet, fighting for my family. One, fight to fight, pull away, young fella. But they haven't talked. Wala nga pa map to make agreement. You map reading nga pa map to ever make agreement. Yeah.
No.
That's what you've told that now we didn't make an agreement on that second meeting. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
If you're making a decision for Muckaty, is it important that they ask all of the family groups, or is it okay to just ask one?
Family group. All the family gotta come in.
Come in, all the family.
Because that's what NLC is saying. That little place they're looking at, they only have to ask that one little group. Is that true?
They don't have to ask the group.
When the land claim went through many years ago, remember over time, and NLC had to keep going back out there to Muckaty, sit down and talk about your links and ties to the country, And like we just said, all the family groups that were linked had to go and sit down there and talk about their links to that country and their rights to it and all that, to get that country back. And yet now when it comes to a nuclear waste dump, all those family groups are being ignored and they're only just talking to that one group. That's wrong.
I'm saying no.
Snugly, I think Kevin Rudd's government has to change that law. Like we say, John Howard, he used to make and break laws to suit his own needs and purposes.
That's right.
And this is federal government, this Canberra, they make the law, write it down. If it doesn't suit them, they tear it up like a piece of paper, chuck it away and make another one. But Aboriginal laws like that ground, it's there forever. It's there forever. Now, if it's good enough for John Howard to change the law and whatever, then why can't Kevin Rudd come along and tear up that piece of paper in the floor and put it back how it should be to protect the rights of the Indigenous people and the land, you know? Stop poisoning the land, stop rubbishing the land. These people are the traditional owners and protectors of the land. They've got to start respecting that. Stop changing the law to suit economic needs.
We were looking for a couple of
Well,
people,
like,
couldn't find them.
I keep the place clean for bush tucker.
Want to keep the country clean out there.
Yeah, country clean.
Bush tucker and, you know, things they need to do with that nuclear waste dump go there, it's going to poison that country.
If they put that nuclear waste dump there, would you still go out and look for water and bush tucker on that country? No.
Well, we wouldn't be, the people wouldn't be allowed to, number one. The federal government will have their security guards there hunting people away. They wouldn't even be able to go out there for a start, you know?
But
Once again, they'll be dispossessed from their own land. You know, that's it. What a story.
What's the sign? Oh, people are read the sign.
Nah.
Yeah, all people.
The number one thing the government's looking at is should they take away that law, should they take away that power to put it here?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Like I said before, get that piece of paper, rip it up and chuck it away.
Yeah.
They can do it when it suits them. We know they can do it when it suits them. They do it all the time. Well, this time we are asking, we are begging, we are requesting, whatever we can do. Yes, get rid of that law John Howard made. You know, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, why don't they come and say, listen? Face to face, you know? Rather than talk from that way.
Meeting and listening to our people.
Come to the terrace.
Long.
Meet with
Come
the
to the
people.
territory.
We haven't got the money to go out there.
We got no money to go there.
Come and talk to the people of the Northern Territory in regards to this nuclear waste dump. Listen to the people on the ground,
On the ground, yeah.
how they think and feel. You know?
Yeah, feel it.
It's Kevin Rudd's opportunity to get first-hand knowledge and information, you know, to make the right decision. Don't listen to the reports and readings from bloody John Howard's government. Kevin Rudd or his advisors need to come and meet with the people of the Northern Territory who are very concerned and worried about this nuclear waste issue. It's making people sick. It's making people very
That's
sick.
right, yeah.
And they don't realise that, you know.
And some of our people, they're sick, like the brother boy in Walkabout. You know, he's a strong man, but he's sick. Everybody's sick, you know. I think he's killing our people, you know. Just talking too much.
Yep.
We talk this enough, you know. We don't talk enough over.
Yeah, but I don't know what they would like meet with the Aboriginal people. But we want them to come here and talk to us face to face.
Yep.
I would want a dumping there.
We'll keep talking up. And we will keep protesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are, just like our uncle here, sitting and waiting. No word, no nothing, no action. Rudd's name will be mud if he doesn't honour what his government said they would do if they got elected. And to date, they have not done anything about that part of the Land Right Act that John Howard changed to give himself permission to put that nuclear waste dump in the territory. We the people of the territory, majority of us voted Labor. So Rudd, you've got to honour your word.
That's right.
Look after the original people of this land instead of just take and treat us as though we don't have a say, you know.
It's sad to lose our country. It's what happened to my mom, poor thing.
Yeah, I'm Navaranga. My name Kathleen.
Second name
I'm Chungaloo for Muckaty.
in there.
We want it that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I've been saying for my cousin, don't do that. That stuff no good in clean water for him. We got to pick him up a kid. We don't want him with this Tennant Creek. Don't do it, La Muckaty. Yeah.
Do you think all the Muckaty people say yes?
With that stuff, yeah, no. People, that stuff we've been up with the country first. And you all said no way. And here we can say no, yeah. We can say no here in Tennant Creek.
Mum's, like I said before, Mum's also the member of the land trust there.
Yeah.
And as the land trust member, they should have invited her with all these discussions that happened, you know, regarding the uranium waste dump there. And that is the proper way to do it, is that to ask all the members of the land trust, especially committee members.
Just the one family though, talking. Yeah. And you saying they should talk to everybody.
Yeah, talk to everybody, you know.
Yeah.
At least another mob. Oh yeah, was another meeting there. Oh yeah. Well, nobody picked me.
Because Mum has quite often said, you know, she knows the meeting's on, but they haven't picked her up to go there.
Yeah.
Because I think they know Mum's opinion on it, so they're not talking to the people who say no.
Mona, you will talk to her.
My personal opinion, I think it was just a back door and just certain people that got together and just spoke to certain people, the land council and all the land council, spoke to certain people to work things out. Didn't explain to them what the ramification was for the whole waste dump itself without consulting everyone, so not asking the elders, the real elders. Well, especially Mum, because Mum's the miner for the country. And the miners of the country, you've got to ask them. So they're the most important people. They're just like the policemen, you know. They're the most important people that should ask and consult them before you can go ahead and do things like that.
And that's on the land trust, and that it's written that way, that Mum is the police of the country. So at no time had they spoken with Mum to agree to it. Mum's always spoken against it, as she is here today speaking against it.
But as a member, Mum, for the land trust, they will come and ask you and take you. They will come and ask you and pick you up.
Nothing. Why me member? I'm in a board and book.
What Mum's saying is that she's a member of the land trust. She hasn't been notified once, written letter, or verbally by the land council come round and visiting her. The land council members and all the land council members know where Mum lives, and they know who she is. So it's just shouldn't happen like things like that, you know. Well, she is the eldest out of a lot of them, and she hasn't been spoken to or consulted. She's been left behind, then been told later on when everything's finished, when all the meetings are all over, then she's told.
My name is Isobel, Phillips, and I'm from Muckaty group.
And are you a member of Land Trust, Muckaty Land
Yes,
Trust?
it's our dreaming going through there too, and the other groups dreaming goes through there too. In Muckaty, they just gave us a letter saying that they're gonna put a waste in our land, and nobody didn't come and just tell us about it. It just came by written paper, and now we can't do nothing about it. If they do put waste in our land, it's going to destroy it, the food and the water. Because some people, they go back to their own land and do hunting and take bush medicine.
Because what NLC are saying is you've got that haulage road coming in,
Yeah.
and they're saying here's the spot here, but only those two sisters and their family can talk for that little bit.
They lie.
No,
They lie.
it's all groups.
All of groups.
All the groups. Yes, it is. It can't made by
One group, not
not one group. It's got to made by there are 5 groups.
Is this how a lot of other people are feeling up here?
Yes.
Mm.
And someone from the high place to come here and listen to what we're going to say. Old young man, they don't read well, especially the hard English. And like government sending them letters there, they don't know what it means.
And like I said to you, I'm afraid if someone puts sign in a road, you're not allowed to go into that boundary. But before Aboriginal people know it's their country, they still want to go and get the water from there.
My name's Gladys Brown. I'm one of the traditional owner of Muckaty Land Trust.
My name is Marlene. We both live at Kalabukadi. We both live at Kalabukadi station. That's 40 km out of Muckaty.
I'm from Mirway.
And we're up a group like me and old Dick Foster. We're together. And our Kukuma, who are living at Elliot. Put the toxic waste there. We will be affected by that waste through by the underground water basin and through by air. Where air travels around the Beasley region. We don't waste up out there. It's not safe for our children, you know. So we know what the waste dump can do, you know. We read it in the papers and in the books, you know.
What I'd like to say is, you know, waste stuff out there. I feel strongly about the land because my dream is just on the land. Just don't want the waste dump to be.
Before, it used to be through dance and songs, you know, in the olden days. Who owns this land? Which group owns this land and which group don't, you know, all that. But now today, money talks. Send my dream went through there and my families and other families at Elliot. There are families all across, you know, the Beasley region, from Melbourne to Tennant, Elliot. They didn't, you know, come in and talk to either of us, anyone, nothing. So we all our dream interests go on that thing, and all our sacred side are planted on that land, you know. And that right has been set up in the 60s, you know. And we were given citizenship and our rights. That's what the government in the 60s has given us. And now, John Howard came along and he wanted to demolish that. We put John Howard out, now kept him registered. You know? He made a promise, I'm going to do this and for all the Aboriginal people and all the Australian people. It really hurt us, really, inside of us.
In December, I'm from Melbourne, and I want to talk behalf for my family and my father's side.
Yeah.
That we don't want to waste dump in our area. We've got children growing up who might go and live there later on. And we weren't trying to stop this coming to our area. So I just hope that the government will listen to us.
My name is Marie Waistcoat. I'm Gurunglu for Yapoklanga, that's my mom's family. And we don't want this nuclear waste dump in our community because just that our kids might want to go back to the community and make places up there for them, housings, and it's very hard for them to put it up there if the nuclear waste dump's going to be down there. That's why we need some support. Don't want it the nuclear waste dump not to be in our country.
Trying to make a decision about something in the land trust, is it okay to just ask one family group?
They should ask each family group one, and we all should decide about we can get the government not to go ahead with it.
They should have come and see first instead of making the decision over there.
They should come to our country and look where it is, and like meet distribute homes. I reckon NLC should do for all of us, each group together, not the ones they want to choose to talk with.
Hello, I'm Chungaloo. I'm a Miller tribe.
Through my grandfather.
Through my grandfather.
Hello, I'm Dianne Stokes. I come from Yabagula tribe, and I'm one of the traditional owners in the land trust of Muckaty. That's where my totem goes through. And I was the one talking up all the time about the waste dump and about the consultation. It's about time we wanted the government to listen to us about the waste dump. Nobody don't want it. Even the elders, who are the main Walmart traditional owners, and they know where they belong and they know where they come from. They speak on behalf of the waste dump, talk about the waste dump. They don't want it there. Yeah, I went on a trip to Leukocytes to see what it was like. But like I always say, I went there to see what was going on and what was it all about, because I said, yeah, I'm interested in coming. I didn't say that I wanted the waste dump in that area because I didn't know about it. It hasn't been explained properly. I went to Leukocytes and I had a look. There was a lot of people around. We all went there. There was about 30 people. We came back and they came along and said they were going to put the waste dump in that area. They think it's middle of nowhere. And people like us, like Aboriginal people, even the traditional owners, we all believe in our culture. We all trust we have the strong belief in our heart about the country. We know that our land is our land. Selling your country away for money, you have the greed in your heart. They said there was a Ngapa group that wanted to have this waste dump in there. Who are the Ngapa groups? There's a lot of Ngapa people. They're not focusing on everybody else. They're not focusing on everybody else. They're just focusing on one individual Ngapa group, that's all. And that's not too many. Milwara, my group, Yabakula, Windigo, Ngarka, and there's Ngapa, and there's 3 groups in Ngapa, not one.
And so all of those groups are in the land trust together. Yeah. If you're trying to make a decision about part of Muckaty, can you just ask the one group, or do you have to ask everybody?
Should ask the whole lot, because we're going to be affected. Us, if they're thinking, we just want one group, Ngapa group, just the Ngapa clan to talk about, what about us? It's going to affect us.
And have you tried to tell NLC how you feel about the dump?
We told them, they're not listening to us. We told them that how we feel about it, we don't want it. And they say that it's not, they told me to shut my mouth. They told me to shut my mouth. I have no rights to talk about whatsoever for the land trust. But in that land trust, I am there. And they said to me, I was at all the meetings. I remember going to all the meetings. I used to say that I disagreed. I told them, they know that I've been saying that. That's when I got threatened by one of the lawyers, saying that if I talk about this fella, they'll run me to court. Just for telling them that we didn't want the dump. But I know selling your country is bad. I feel that if I sold my land, I'd feel that I've given away my spirit. Spirit that brought me out. Spirit that took me roaming before I come to this world to have a look around and be here as a person. And if that stuff gonna come, it's gonna wipe away the language, the culture, the spirit, the law that we hold in our country. That's gonna wipe it away. And we want NLC and government people to listen to us. If we say no because we're jealous in our country because that we don't want to get sick. We don't want our land to have this rubbish, rubbish in that land. We want that land to stand up alive. We want it to live alive till our next generations come along. Don't care what they think government owns the country, but they got to think about who lives in their whole of their life. Us Aboriginal people, we live in Australia. We live in our own country where we were born, where we were raised, where this is our old generation's country. And we know that we live here, we don't go and live overseas. Yeah, we travel up, we come back, we know this is our home. We breathe the air, we breathe the spirit in this country. This is our home. You go to another country, country overseas, you don't have that same scent. You don't have that same feeling. You have bad feelings when you're other side. You know that you're not in your country. You're here, yeah. This is your home, you know that. That's how us Aboriginal people feel. Every Umbrani people, we all own this country. But because we got a law, we have to fight the government to get our land back, which we've got the rights for our country, but we can't. And yet if we say no for anything like waste dump, they still want to put it. Because it's not their country. They know that they want to take it away from us. As soon as they hear one person say yes, they want to take it. Throw it away. We don't want it. They'll have to just throw the papers away. Black and white paper that they have in front of them about the waste dump in Northern Territory. We just want them to take it away. But we need our country to be safe and green. And we need them to throw away the paper away from the law, away from Northern Territory. And this is my strong word. I'm saying I hope they throw it away. We don't need it. We still want our law, our culture, our spirits, and our land to be alive, not dead. We have a lot of things in culture, ceremonies, everything, dancing, smoking, everything.
Throw it away. We want them.
We're all saying strongly that we want senates to work hard on it to throw it away. We'd be pleased to see them. We'd be pleased to see them to come out of the building, to come to the remote country and have a look. We'll be pleased to show them around, and we'll make sure they sit on the ground, not on a chair, on the ground. To see, this is not a cruel thing, but we need them to do that for us, to see how they feel, how we feel from the ground. We want them to throw away the law.